to the Sportz Nutz.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Sportz Nutz. Yes, this is episode, man, we're at 138. Man, I mean, like, Shane, we're moving right along, aren't we, man?
Well, we're steaming down the track, full steam ahead. We're pouring the coals to it.
That's right. Hey, guys, we have an absolute jam-packed episode tonight. We cannot wait to get you guys in the mix. We have our good friend, Mr. Casey. He is with the Greensboro Gargoyles, the newest ECHL franchise of they're the ECHL affiliate of your Carolina Hurricanes. Cannot wait to have him on. God, we have a jam-packed, and of course, we also after we have him out, I have a lot of interactive questions I want to get you guys going to. Shane actually has a story that he is going, a couple stories we're going to talk about the longest active AP poll droughts that Shane's going to talk to us about that. Then also something big happened in the WNBA. A certain star got a statue. We'll talk a little bit about that one. And then Shane actually has another story that he found is actually really interesting. The longest losing streaks for each of the Power 4 teams all time. It's really interesting to learn about this. And then, guys, we got to talk about this. The carousel going round and round on the Cleveland Browns. Yeesh. Yes, absolutely. Cannot wait to talk about this one. Matt's going to have a sports story to talk about. Matt's going to talk, obviously, about the fantasy football. Shane is going to also talk about money lines. Yes, money lines is knocking on that door.
We're going in a little bit more in depth tonight. We're going to go ahead and give you all the top 5 games to be on the lookout that we'll discuss in depth.
That's right, and it's knocking on the door. He's also going to talk about the other side of Saturdays, because it's coming. We're about to have that get going. Can't wait for that one. We have our honorable mentions. We're going to talk again real quick about the show. We're going to talk about their upcoming episodes, which I cannot wait to share. Actually, I want to share right now. Wednesday, as everybody doesn't know, we do have an episode tomorrow. We have Maddie Hudak of Tulane University, the beat writer for SI.com. She is joining us to talk real quick again about what else? College football, Tulane University. I'm really excited about this. And Friday, August 22nd, is going to be absolutely loaded, jam-packed. And then here comes the best one. Next Tuesday, August 26th, Mr. Invincible himself, Vince Papali, is joining the show. Yes, for those who don't know who he is, there is a movie out about him. It's called Invincible. Mark Wahlberg played him. You're going to absolutely love this. This is a tentative agreement. We're still waiting to finalize. Wednesday, September the 3rd, Sean Alexander, the former running back for the Seattle Seahawks, who graced the cover of Madden, is slated to join us. And then September the 5th, we have the Morehead City Marlins. The summer collegiate baseball team is actually going to join us. I cannot wait to get that going. With that being said, Shane, how are you doing, man?
Oh, man, doing great, man. It's been a great day at work. And got a few jobs done. Moved a machine, got it settled in. So, and I felt very productive. Couldn't get all my notes done until later on this afternoon. So, hey, but the sacrifices we make, right? But it was nice and cool outside on the back porch. Right around 68 or so back there. And just sitting out there with Lily, listening to some music, getting the notes done. And so it's been productive and very nice and cool, relaxing day.
Absolutely. All right, guys, we have 2 additional people who are joining us. I'm actually really excited. Thank you, guys. I honestly, from the bottom of the heart, helping them grow. This is all we want everybody to do is just grow and be successful. Our good friend, Brian, man, what is going on with you?
Nothing. I just got finished eating dinner about 10 minutes ago. And so it was kind of, okay, go to this restaurant and go pick up something, but it was actually really good. So there we go. Absolutely. But no, actually, my son got home a while ago, and he's got an earache. So I got to take him to the doctor in the morning. So good luck to me. But allergies are starting up on this side on the way. But I had a good day at work, and until tomorrow, we'll see what the doctor says about his little ear.
Absolutely. So, and then we have another one on. Vince and Mike, what's going on, brother? How you been, man?
I'm good. How you guys doing?
Good, man. So glad that we have everybody on. All right, so now without further ado, I'm bringing our guest on. Casey, what's going on? How you doing, man?
How are we? What up?
How's it going?
Dude, I gotta sit here and tell you, Casey. Can we please just go ahead, fast forward the calendar, and get the hockey going? I'm ready, man.
Brandon, you're telling me, buddy. It's I've been down here 2 weeks, and I am itching for it. My jaw dropped the second I walked into the new arena. Well, I guess the old arena. A lot of history there, but it's going to be something special for sure. And it's a lot down here getting acclimated. I'm a northern New York boy, so hopefully by puck drop I got a nice southern drawl going like Shane has.
It comes naturally after a while.
That's right. All right, so I got to start real quick. And first off, like I said, hockey is about to be here. I'm so excited about this. But hockey has kind of been a front runner really for the South as of late. We've seen, Florida has been in the Stanley Cup representation. It's either been Tampa or it's been Miami. We've seen, the state of Florida represented really well. We've seen Carolina get really represented with this. Does this tell you that hockey is becoming more of a strong hold in the South? Because, hockey traditionally has always been a northern sport, right?
Well, listen, you look at the new markets coming in, and we could be one of them here. And fortunately for us, we have a little bit of an advantage with the history in Greensboro, with the Generals being here, the Monarchs being here. So people are really excited. But there's been a lot of success. And even looking to next year, the new ECHL market's going to be in New Mexico. Who would have ever thought New Mexico would have hockey? And it just continues from that. It sounds like there's going to be a few more coming down the line to be announced, and all of that comes south. The NHL looking at going to Atlanta, and that just shows the growing community. And the one thing that I was kind of warned about coming here was, having to compete against football, especially on the high school side, the college side. You've got the Carolina Panthers. So far, it's all been positive, though. The community excited about the Gargoyles, and that's something I don't think you get in a lot of brand new markets. Where for us, we're really excited that the community kind of already knows, already is engaging. The season tickets have been successful so far, and that stems from the success that other markets have had. You look at the Carolina Hurricanes, and I just talked to John Forsland this morning, and kind of asking him about what they did from the start. He was there when they were at the Greensboro Sports Complex, the Coliseum, where we're going to be playing, and the Carolina Hurricanes played there back in the early 90s. But he said, trying to watch that community grow was something that was very special. We can build off that. Look at what the Florida Panthers have done. You mentioned the Kelly Cup champs there, 3 straight for the Everblades. But it's an exciting time for hockey because people are starting to realize, and if they can continue to capture these big time markets, it's only up from here, and it's just starting.
Absolutely. Shane, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Well, since last October, when it was announced that Greensboro would get a team for this year and all, and I've been beyond excited. I've been to many games. I used to live up in Virginia in the mountains, and we'd go to the Roanoke Express games. Sometimes you'd go to a fight and a hockey game would, break out. So, I think, to say the team name and the colors and everything that y'all decided on, was a great choice. Can you kind of give us a little bit of story on that and kind of the story on the new kind of slogan that you guys have come up with, Stone to Storm?
And it's a little bit outside of my realm. So like I said, I just moved down here a couple weeks ago, but we're very lucky with our ownership group, Zoyer Sports. They're well-versed within the ECHL and the AHL as well. They own the Charlotte Checkers, and their marketing team's done a heck of a job here. So that's, I'm sure, all on that side. But Gargoyles is it's a unique name, the purple color scheme. And we've got some exciting stuff coming down the line this week with the jerseys upcoming and being revealed. But the purple and gold for me, I was green and gold coming from college hockey, so it's not a huge transition. I can still use a little bit of my wardrobe on that side, which I'm particularly excited about. But the marketing team is such a huge asset to us because they've got the merchandise line all ready to go, and that's based out of Jacksonville with the Iceman, where the headquarters are. They have the branding. The slogan came right with the Carolina Hurricanes. Pretty cool for me as well. I grew up a Hurricanes fan and lifelong since they knocked out the hometown Buffalo Sabres, who I despised as a 4-year-old, and decided that was my team. And now that's my first pro job here with the affiliation there. And being right down the road, we're going to be pretty close-knit. We've been talking a lot with the Chicago Wolves. We'll be kind of borrowing a few of their players. We've got some Hurricanes draft picks coming down that'll be players. But on the branding side, being able to affiliate with them just builds that excitement because they've got that fan base that I mentioned that they've been building for 20 years now. And that Stone to Storm, that slogan builds right off that, where you've got the storm surge, the excitement that, the bunch of jerks was able to generate, and especially over the last decade here. And we're trying to capitalize off that on the Stone side. So I am a big fan of the slogan. I wish I had a little more information on you on how it came about, and maybe can get that for you to tweet out in the future. But the marketing team's a huge help. That all comes from the Zoyer Sports side.
Oh, yeah. Well, big Canes fan as well. So
I will tell you this, before I go to Brian, but, hockey, it just means different. I love going to, arenas, and I see the level of engagement. Oh my gosh, it's something to behold, and I'm excited for it. Brian, you have a question. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, Casey, Brandon has been so crazy about today, about interviewing you and everything. He's been going nuts. But my question is, what is it going to feel like when the puck hits the ice for the first time in the new place in Greensboro? And do you think the fans will be on that game day? What do you think the fans will be on that game day? And what is your reaction when the puck actually hits the ice?
Well, Brian, it's a great and loaded question there because there's a ton of excitement already, and we're sitting here on August 19th. We've got a full 2 months and just under that, I guess a day less until the opener on October 18th for us. And they're already expecting it's going to be a sold-out crowd. And right off the hop, like I said, my jaw dropped the second I stepped into the arena for the first time. I've never been to Greensboro before I got this job. Been down to Raleigh, being a Canes fan plenty of times, commuting for the playoffs the last couple of seasons. But the first time I saw the Coliseum, I was absolutely in awe. And they're just getting that set up. The last couple of weeks, they've been kind of testing ice runs and doing some paint. So we've gotten to see a little preview of what that's going to look like. And they're predicting potentially 22,000 plus in attendance for that opener. It's going to
go
have a chance to break the ECHL record. So, I can only imagine the most I've ever seen maybe was in NCAA, a couple of midseason tournaments, maybe our conference championship with Clarkson University, where maybe we pushed 10,000. The thought of doubling that and thinking that the Bell Center only holds a little over 21,000, we could beat what the Montreal Canadiens have at the highest capacity in the NHL level right here in Greensboro in the East Coast League is phenomenal to think about. And Brandon, kind of going back as well to what you said with that, building the energy and building the excitement, and even what Shane said with going to a hockey game and the fight breaks out. I think, and I've heard a few people say maybe it's a little too violent for the culture down here. That's something that I am so excited to be able to
I doubt that. I doubt
right.
that.
No. Teaching people, and I think also that goes a little bit back to the old style of hockey, but teaching people what hockey's all about, teaching the culture, getting our guys, and I'm specifically excited, a special connection to me, my captain from Clarkson University is in talks with the team, but getting some of those leaders out in the community and having people interact with them is something that's going to be extremely special down here to get people engaged with this team. And at the East Coast level, we have such a special opportunity to be able to get people and get players together, get the fans engaging with the players, where maybe at the NHL level, you don't get that exact same thing.
And Casey, I got one other question for you. Well, it's actually a thing. We hope me and Brandon actually get to meet you when you actually come to Greenville to play the Swamp Rabbits. So good luck on that. I hope y'all win, though.
Well, they've got one of my good buddies, Jordan Power, down there, defenseman on the Swamp Rabbits, another Clarkson University guy. So that's one I got marked on the calendar for sure, and can't wait to get down there. We got a bunch of Greenville Swamp Rabbit fans up in Potsdam, New York already. So that'll be an extra one we've got highlighted as well, coming down from Greensboro here. Short trip across the border.
All right, so before I go to Pinsman, I got to say we're at a record right now. And I just say, no, I can see where the numbers come from. We're at almost 4,000 viewers live right this second. 1,758 are actually from your Twitter post, by the way. So thank you to helping get us these viewers and everything. And this just goes to show people care about hockey. They know that this is going to be absolutely insane. All right, Pinsman, go ahead, man. Ask your question, brother.
Do you know if more CHL expansion franchise are coming soon?
I'm not sure. I know there's a few in talks. We've got next year the team that I was hinting at there in New Mexico that's already been announced, and there might be a few more coming down the line as well. And the ECHL is a league that's rapidly growing. A lot of excitement. The coolest thing about it is, engaging with new markets like that New Mexico team. You've got teams in Greenville, South Carolina. Like, what would make you think that that's a hockey market? But they have a ton of success. How about Savannah with the Ghost Pirates? That's another Zoyer sports team right there, and they've been selling out all over the place. South Carolina in Charleston is a huge hockey bed now. And all that does is kind of build that excitement for potential NHL markets to see. You've got the potential for an expansion team coming to Atlanta here in the South. The East Coast League is a big piece of setting up that excitement. You get people around the game. They get to learn it a little bit. They get to see the impact. For us, we already have an NHL market right down the street, and a huge benefit for all those Gargoyles fans, maybe Canes fans listening in. The Carolina Hurricanes start a week before we do. You get that little taste of regular season hockey, the excitement of the start of the season. Then they hit the road for their West Coast swing for 2 weeks, and that's a perfect opportunity to come down to Greensboro, check out the Gargoyles season opener the following week. We'll be right back home the second week of the season for us, which is the third weekend and second week of that road trip that the Canes are on the road.
Oh yeah. Definitely good timing, especially right there in the triangle.
Yes. I mean, come on, folks, if you don't know now, before I go to my next question, I want to say, when you said 22,000, that's more than Amalie Arena, formerly named Amalie Arena, where the Tampa Bay Lightning play. And if you guys get over that 22,000 people to tune in on, that's going to be fantastic. I'm excited about that.
I've been there for a ACC championship game, North Carolina Duke.
I heard it's loud as can be there.
It gets rowdy.
And that's the type of numbers we're talking about right now. And like I said, I can only imagine. I've been to the Bell Center plenty of times, just an hour and 45 minutes up the road from where I was going to school and broadcasting for the last 6 years. And thinking about the fact that the Bell Center is the largest NHL capacity for any arena, and we've got the potential to put 1,000 to 1,500 more than they sell out during the playoffs. It's going to be loud. It's going to be exciting, and hopefully it's going to engage new fans that like me, the first time I went to a college hockey game locally, just fell in love with the sport. We can do that, times 1,000 plus with the 20,000 capacity up there.
It's so exciting that people are buying into it. I know you said you've only been there a few weeks, but can you kind of give us what the vibe has been around town, knowing that the Gargoyles, they're literally about to be here. And I know that, like we said, the Kings, they're not too far down the road from you guys. But what has been the vibe that you've experienced since you've been there about the fact that hockey is about to get going?
Well, we've got a lot of old fans and fans that were around the old Generals that started back right after World War II in the early 50s. The Monarchs were here, I believe, in the late 80s, early 90s. The Generals for another short stint. And then the Carolina Hurricanes have history. When they moved down coming from Hartford, they played their first 2 seasons right here in the Greensboro Coliseum where we're going to be at. So there's a ton of hockey history in Greensboro, and we have a great opportunity with the fans that have been itching for it for 20 years, 2 decades without hockey. We're going to be able to give that back to them. So, the excitement is there. And I was walking around the weekend I moved down here. My family drove down with me, and we went to a couple of the bars around town just grabbing food. And there was a music festival going on in the city. Walking around with my hat on that's got the Greensboro Gargoyles logo. And every single bar we walked into, whether it was a bartender or someone that was sitting next to us, said, hey, when's the Gargoyles season starting? Do you know where we can get tickets? Where'd you get that hat? We've been looking for merch. People know who our team is, and we've already, just barely been announced here. So there's a ton of excitement already. And like I said, that just helps us with not having to worry necessarily about going out strictly to build brand awareness. We kind of have that excitement already, and it just allows us to kind of focus on selling the brand specifically, the hockey that's going to be here, the players when they start to move in about a month from now.
Shane, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Well, kind of tagging along with that, there's, of course, new faces coming in. Can you kind of give us kind of an introduction to some of the key pieces that we're going to see there on the ice, and kind of introduction into Coach Burt as well?
Well, I'm living at Coach Burt's house right now, so the background you see, and I apologize.
Come on in, right?
The camera work is a little bit shaky here. Hey, don't say that too loud because he's out in the kitchen cooking right now. I'm sure he'd be the first one to jump on, but if the camera works shaky, I'm sitting on my blow-up mattress in his extra bedroom because I'm like I said, I just kind of moved down here pretty quickly and waiting on the housing to get situated, but that's the kind of guy he is. I've lived with him here for 2 weeks, and his family. And originally, I was going to Airbnb a place, and he called me when he found out that was what I was doing. We were actually driving down. We were in the middle of the mountains in Pennsylvania, and he said, "What's this about? You're renting a room from a stranger?" And it's not. I talked to this lady a few times, and it's only short term. Just so I can get settled in. And he said, "Well, just come live with my family. Why are you going to, go out and live with a stranger when we could bring you in?" And it's that selflessness that he emulates every single day. He's one of the most motivational guys I have ever met in my life. And we'll have plenty coming out on his story. But for those who don't know, he's overcome brain cancer in the last year. And his motto is that it's a good day to have a good day, which I think since I've been here, I've really tried to, ingrain that in my thought process, because we have the greatest job in the whole world. I get to go hang out at the rink every day with our coaching staff. Eventually it'll be with the players coming in and just build excitement around the community. And being around him has really motivated me, and kind of, the time I've been here, it's part of the reason I'm so excited to share this with the community, because his excitement generates my excitement. It's going to generate the fans' excitement. He's the kind of guy that wants to get his face out there. Any media that have asked for his availability, he's hopping on, talking with them. He's the kind of guy that goes around, the sport Greensboro Coliseum up there, and he's getting to know everybody's names. We know now all the cleaning staff, the security, the facilities people, and that comes from him as our leader. He just hung a bison head in his office, and the story behind that is he got an authentic bison skull, and he said, "You know what? And I'll tell you the story here." He says, "Do you know why?" And I said, "No." He said the bison is the only animal in the world that when a storm is coming, the bison runs towards the storm. He said that's what we do. When things are going to get tough, we're taking it head on. We're going towards the storm.
Yep.
And,
towards the storm to cut out the amount of time.
It's from the second I interviewed, the first time I met him. It's everything here has been about culture, about bringing positive attitude, and that's something that for me, coming from a small community, coming from a very tight knit hockey town, was very important to me, and kind of allowed me to transition very easily. Where for me, it's a move 12 hours away from home. I came down here without any friends, and quickly have been able to build that. A lot of that thanks to him. Being here every night, it gives me someone to hang out on the couch, talk hockey with. We've been cooking through all the Amazon Prime NHL the Landeskog series, pretty much you name it, we're trying to watch it right now. But that's the people that we have down here in our staff, though. It's people that are selfless and forward thinking, and I think that's going to really help us too. Once we can start engaging with the staff. We've got his first meet and greet with the fans coming up on Thursday. They get the chance to see that in person, what I get to see every single day in and out.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is absolutely exciting to hear. The coach is right next door to him. Come on now. I'm just going to say that's pretty cool. So I gotta be careful what I say here too, because if anything slips out of my mouth the wrong way, I'm going to be hearing about it at dinner in about 20 minutes too.
Brandon, can I ask one more question?
Go ahead, man.
Casey,
I'm here as long as you need me, so you ask whatever you want.
Yeah, Casey, you said that Atlanta's thinking about expansion. Atlanta needs a hockey team. I don't know if Brandon agrees with me, but Atlanta needs a hockey team, something to give, because the Braves, they're like 8 games back, so they need some excitement. It's Atlanta Hawks, okay, but they just need some hockey down in Atlanta. At least give them something. So I'm hoping that happens just for Atlanta people.
Well, I don't know if it's confirmed or not. I saw it on Twitter, so this is by far not an accurate source.
I can't wait.
See, there's excitement already.
I want to say this was a couple months ago around the Stanley Cup final, though, that there is a $2 billion facility or something, NHL
hear this?
Approved facility that's ready to go down.
I'm gonna tell you everything. You ready?
All right. Well, and I'll add to this as well. If you look at the Atlanta Gladiators, going back to the ECHL formats, what's happening? The owner of the Atlanta Gladiators, Brandon, is Anson Carter from NHL on TNT. The speculated owner, if they go to Atlanta, is Anson Carter, supposedly going out to buy the next franchise coming to the NHL.
So Krause is building the $2.5 billion arena all in his own dollar. It's coming out of his own pocket. He does have investors coming. They've already guaranteed an additional $3 billion to this fund. This project's going on. It's being built in Cumming, Georgia. I used to live in Roswell. Where they are building it is about 15, 20 minutes from where Matt works. Matt works over by the Mall of Georgia. That's where the Gwinnett Stripers are at. And it's also not too far from the Gas South arena where the Atlanta Gladiators play. So the talks were that they were going to have votes over the summer. I know they had a vote. I don't know the outcome. However, I do know the 2 cities that are almost assured lock to get is Atlanta and Houston. Atlanta more so than Houston. Atlanta has like a 98.5% chance they're going to get the franchise. However, Houston, though, is rapidly rising on that possibility. But then a really weird name mention came out was New Orleans. New Orleans has put their bid in for a franchise. And then I've heard that San Antonio has been mentioned on that. I know they have the Dallas Stars, but I mean, there's so much growing that I literally feel like a kid at a candy store, even on Christmas morning kind of thing. I'm like, where do I choose from hockey? I'm so excited. So I got to ask you this question. We saw what's gone on with the Stanley Cup Finals, and shout out to the state of Florida for for the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Florida Panthers, whoever has won that matchup usually has been the representative in the Stanley Cup Finals. But, who would you like if you were the Wizard to put your hat on and you're able to put two teams in the finals, who would you like to see be represented? He's pointing to the Pittsburgh Penguins, but who would you like to see? Because now mine is obviously the Tampa Bay Lightning, but I like to see Vancouver, the Canucks, get in there. But who would you like to see the two teams be represented in the Stanley Cup Finals?
Well, I'm going to rewind there quickly, and on the New Orleans topic, that's a hockey hotbed of its own with the Federal Prospects League. So maybe something comes out, and I got an even farther out there one than my source of Twitter. I'm on the phone trying to figure out our flight situation here for the upcoming season. Was on delay with Southwest for about 6 hours. The lady I talked to with group booking on Southwest lives in Houston, Texas, and she was telling me, I'm hearing all this stuff that hockey's coming to Houston. I don't understand how they're going to get ice outside, but maybe those are a couple of markets for the future coming up this season. And I like to think it's locally based. I am a bit of a Hurricanes fan, so that could be biased. I think the Carolina Hurricanes had a heck of an off season here. Keandre Miller is a big addition, and nothing to Brent Burns, but he's on his way out, aging forward. And I really like the way they've gone youthful here. I was a little bit disappointed to see them trade away Morrow, but getting Keandre Miller back, Morrow definitely had his struggles throughout the playoff, and unfortunately for him, kind of got forced into that with a few injuries. But now they add Keandre Miller on the back end, a puck-moving defenseman. He's going to fit perfectly into the system they've got going with the high-paced run and gun Rod Brindamore system there. And then on the front side, they add Ehlers with them to kind of get a little extra speed to go with Aho, to go with Svechnikov, to go with Jarvis, the hard-hitting style. If he can find a way to finish at the rate we've seen in past seasons, he had a little bit of a down year last year. Everything they've done sets them up to be good for the long term. Maybe it's not this year, but they've got plenty of years ahead. They get Jackson Blake, they get Logan Stankoven. Both of those contracts come in way under what they could have been or should have been. Jackson Blake around $5 million AAV, just over that, is the steal of the century. Thinking back to Seth Jarvis at $8 million last year, which is going to be a steal 2-3 years from now as the cap continues to go up. Tulski has done such a good job since coming in with this organization, and it makes me even more excited to be down here in North Carolina to have a front row seat. I think Carolina is going to be dangerous. I also think it's going to be pretty damn hard to beat the Florida Panthers. They had the offseason of the century, being able to keep everybody that they did, with the question marks around, was it going to be one of the three, maybe two of the three, between Marchand, Bennett, and Ekblad. Don't ask me how they got all three of them on the discount that they did, because you think Marchand, maybe he keeps playing for 6 years. They could win cups all 6 of those years. They have every single piece of that core locked up for the long term, at least 4 or 5 years.
Budgeting, yep.
Yeah,
absolutely, the budgeting.
So
all right, Shane.
Me, it's the East Conference. I think Florida would be my top pick. I like Carolina right under them, but I'm always excited to watch when the playoffs start coming. And it's interesting because I think we're going to see a little bit of a flip where it's been the talk of the Western Conference, and the Western Conference being so loaded, whoever survives the East is kind of going to waltz their way in, which the Florida Panthers have for that matter. But the West being the gong show that you have to battle through, I think the East is becoming that pretty quickly.
I 100% agree. Look, we know what the Avalanche are. We know what they are capable of. We know the Dallas Stars. We know the Edmonton Oilers. We know Seattle Kraken. We know the Las Vegas Golden Knights. We know, but the East is just something different about.
Finally get one.
Well, you think about the teams that struggled last year. New York Rangers aren't going to want to be bad in that market for long. The Islanders are in a rebuild. 3 years from now, they're going to be dangerous. Think about the Devils, the disappointing season they had, all injury related. They're going to be back to health, at least for the front half of this season. If they can stay healthy, all of a sudden they're a perennial threat. Then you get in the Atlantic, the triangle of teams trying to make it versus who just squeaked in with Ottawa, Montreal. You got Detroit lingering right there. all of a sudden you've got maybe everybody except the Buffalo Sabres and the New York Islanders that are right up there fighting for it. And the Sabres are the only team, and that comes from the hometown side, just a little disappointed. I don't think they did enough to get in there from where they've been to the step they need to take to contending. But that's a roster, too, that even still has a ton of talent. And you never know if they're going to throw a flyer like they have the past couple years to finish off the season. If they get hot at the right time, they could easily find themselves in a wild card position.
Mm.
Absolutely.
Well,
All right, Shane.
The Rangers just got Mike Sullivan, so they can have fun with him. So,
All right, Shane, you have the last question, man. Go right ahead, buddy.
Oh yeah, well, as you mentioned, kind of, I'm gonna tag on with this. Carolina started playing great. They were fast, physical, everything you wanted to see out of a team that was a complete underdog in those playoffs. So, love to see that continue. But as everybody watching, kind of heard earlier, we're fixing to start a show called Money Lines. So what I want to get from you is, the coach that you have, some of the players coming in, you've got a good grip on that. What kind of money could we put down on where you would finish and all in your league now, and kind of give us a forecast of what we can see on the ice this year?
Well, I'd imagine you're going to be hard pressed to find ECHL money lines, but props to you if you can get that.
They're every
way, although that would be firmly against my contract, but I'd be excited to follow along and see which way they're trending. Listen, I think we've got a pretty special team here. And again, it comes from the coaching side. It comes from the front back. And you look at the players that have been announced right now, and it starts with Logan Nelson. If you haven't yet, check out the Greensboro Gargoyles Instagram or Facebook page where they posted the interview we did to announce him, and just listen to the way he talks, the excitement around coming to join the Gargoyles, and also the way that you can imagine him being a leader in the room and a vocal presence. A lot of the guys that we've brought in have experience in the professional side, not just in the East Coast, some coming from Europe, but all these guys, a lot with AHL talent, a lot of guys that are on the veteran side, where some teams tend to go younger. A lot of teams will go for kind of one and gun college guys that are going to go to Europe pretty quickly. We've got guys on the opposite side of that, a lot coming from Europe back to the East Coast. With that comes experience, and that's the one thing that you really need, especially when you're in the East Coast League. A lot of times traveling on buses, long flights, sometimes tough travel schedules. Guys that have that experience kind of know what to expect and know how to bring along those rookies that we have, the rookies that we're have announced, and some that are about to be announced. All guys coming with leadership experience from their respective markets, whether it's the NCAA, whether it's coming from the CHL. And I think we have a chance to make a lot of noise, maybe Vegas Golden Knights style. Now I don't know how that contends to the off seasons that some other teams have had here, signing veterans themselves. I certainly, for now, am seeing the Greensboro Gargoyles in a playoff position, if not contending up at the top. And head coach Scott Burt has that playoff experience. He's led teams towards the top of the standings. That's exactly where we expect ourselves to be.
I love it. I'm excited. I cannot wait. Casey, I guarantee you I will be there. Most likely Brian and Shane. We're going to try and get Matt there as well. But we're going to work really hard to be there for that game when you come down here to Greenville, man. And I'm ready to shake your hand. Sound good, sir?
It sounds great to me. And before you guys kick me off, for those Greensboro Gargoyles fans that I hinted at on Twitter and the Instagram story, we've got Thursday night. Anybody in the area should be at the Greensboro Sports Complex coming to the jersey reveal night. And I'm not allowed to give any hints away, but one of the colors on the jersey might be purple. We've got a few jerseys coming, 3 that are going to be released among plenty of theme night ones that'll be scheduled throughout the next month. But the primary 3 coming out Thursday night Anybody in the area is welcome. It's open invite. I believe also streaming online. So for those that are Jersey nerds, I know that you guys said you're going to be wanting one sent down for the back.
You best believe.
Oh yeah.
In your show here. I think I know a guy that can make that happen to send one your way. But Thursday night is the night, 6:00 p.m. And make sure all your eyes are tuned towards the Greensboro Gargoyles social media pages as those get released.
Oh yeah, I'd love to see one like a tough as stone, like a nice gray one. You know, that would be real nice.
Hey Casey, I do like the logo.
Casey,
though. Whoever came up with it,
down,
it's pretty cool.
I would come down and shake your hand, but I'm a little far.
Anytime, gentlemen. If you guys are in the area, Brandon's got my contract. If you need an appearance, I'm more than happy to come hop on, and we would love to host you guys in Greensboro here. A lot of excitement. Come see it for yourselves.
Oh man,
yeah.
we gonna be there. I promise you, we're gonna be there, and we're gonna be louder than you could ever imagine. Casey, man, I'll talk to you soon, brother. I appreciate you taking time out of your evening to come and hang out with us, man. But I want you to go have a cold one and enjoy dinner. And please tell the coach, hey, when you get a chance, give me a holler. I'd love to have him on. Sound good?
Yes, sir. And I think we could navigate that coming up. Just make sure when we come down there, purple's in the repertoire, not that nasty orange.
Definitely.
Gentlemen, appreciate you having me. Have a good night. Thank you.
Casey, take
Appreciate
care.
it.
Guys, that was fantastic. Oh my God. First off, I got to give a quick shout out, by the way, y'all. We peaked at 7,212 viewers during his time on. We're still at the 6,000. Thank you guys to everybody's tuning in. If you guys can, smash that like button and also hit that little button that says subscribe. You can help out the Sportz Nutz. You can help out my man sitting right here below me, Mr. Pinsman. Hey, guys, he only needs like 130 to hit the 1K mark. Let's get it to him. Let's help him out. Let's help a brother out right there. And our guy, Brian Pettit, sitting right there, is at 74 subscribers. If you guys can get them those extra 30 right now to get them 100, man, that would absolutely mean the world. All right, so look, I'm ready for you guys to go in this. All right, so Shane, we know we have two that I got to show you. I want to show the longest active streak. What do you think?
Well, the longest active AP or the longest active win-loss, pole drought.
The pole drought. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, Shane has a story, and this story is going to blow your socks off. I'm going to put the picture up, and then Shane is going to talk about it. And I mean, Shane, this is actually some like wow kind of material. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Shane has the floor. And Shane, there you go. Explain to everybody what this is.
Well, you look at it, this is kind of self-explanatory. It's the longest active AP poll droughts. So the AP poll is from the start of the regular season to the end of the regular season. So you're looking at what is it now? 14 weeks.
Yes.
Something like that. So now it's just 14 weeks a year. So it's not, these numbers are really astronomical, especially when you look at the number one team up there in Rutgers with 201 consecutive poll appearances not on there. This is 13 years in poll terms is what we're looking at. So some of the biggest kind of surprises for me, you see Stanford up there. I guarantee, it's only back to 2019, but that was kind of, after they lost David Shaw and stuff like that, and they really haven't been relevant since. You get a couple other interesting ones in there. Of course, my team, Virginia Tech, is up there. It's no surprise to me at all because I'm not a fan, but they are kind of a storied program. West Virginia up there, number 2, is a storied program as well. It's kind of, to see them. And then you look at teams like Virginia. They went out, they got Tony Elliott from Clemson from their national championship days. And he's supposed to change that culture and that mindset around there. and hasn't done it so far, and it's not looking great this coming year. But my number one biggest surprise on there is Auburn. We're talking about an SEC team, and you know how heralded SEC teams are in AP polls and coaches polls and everything like that. Like, you could look at a team from 20 to 25 at any point in the AP poll with say, like, you're looking at a 4-2 team as a SEC team that's played two SEC games already. They could be an AP top 25 from 20 to 25, easy, but they haven't been there. Hugh Freeze is in there. I know he's caught a lot of flack this year for kind of his let's go play golf instead of instead of worrying about football and recruiting and stuff. But that's just kind of one of the biggest surprises to me. I kind of want to get y'all's thoughts on kind of a couple of surprises and kind of ones that you thought would have been there to start with anyway.
So I got to sit here and say, I'm actually, I knew it had been a long time for Rutgers. I mean, Greg Schiano has been there for, since dinosaurs are on the earth kind of thing. But I had no idea that you're talking about 2012 was the last time that we can really kind of say Rutgers were a relevant team. And and when you said that you were actually surprised at this too, West Virginia, you're right. West Virginia, I remember many a times they were the team of the Big East. They joined the Big 12.
Whoa. They were the second best team in the Big East. The battle for the Black Diamond Trophy came home plenty of times.
I had to say that. Come on, I had to say that. Just
and see, this will lead into another segment once we got after maybe one or two things that we're going to talk about, and so that'll lead in with a little bit of commentary there as well. So just stay tuned and see.
Yes, I'm also shocked though, Shane. Auburn, you're right. Like, I mean, SEC and AP polls are always, they're synonymous. They're like best buddies. It's like peas and carrots. They go together for everything. And it's so weird that we have not seen a relevant Auburn team. Gosh, it says on here, 2021. I'm actually going to go further back. I think the last time they were like significantly relevant actually was when the Cam Newton era. That's what I feel. And that's how I've always felt that way. What do you think, Pensman? I mean, like, when you see this list, what stands out to you the most?
Maryland they might be a crappy team, but they are fighters. They are. I'm a huge Michigan fan, and Maryland gives Michigan a hard time, and it's just that coach they took over. They recruit good. I think they're coming. And West Virginia, I forget what that quarterback's name is. He's been around the NFL, but ever since they had him, West Virginia was like one of the top teams, and then they dropped. So that's what surprised me is Maryland and Auburn with that, because they gave Alabama a hard time back in 2019. They wouldn't have won that if the block field goal and then they took it to the house. They wouldn't have won that. So Auburn, Maryland, and West Virginia are my surprises.
What about you, Brian? Like, which ones stand out the most to you?
West Virginia. They beat Clemson years ago, and we're looking at it. They've only done 100. Back in 2000, what was it, 19? That's been a long time. Before that even happened. I mean, that's when COVID year happened. So, I'm surprised. And like Pensman said, Maryland used to be good when Ralph Friesen was there years ago in the ACC. That used to be a powerhouse. And when Clemson used to play him, it was on full bled. Ralph was always like, all right, we're going to beat Clemson and everything. So that was a good team. West Virginia Tech was a good team, used to be a good team. But if you look at this list, how many times have we actually seen coaches changes on all of them? Also the quarterback, the defense. You just look at how many, different coaches have been there at different places. You know,
Oh, you're right. There's so many that we have seen.
It's almost like Rutgers has turned into the Vandy of the Big 12, Big Ten. I mean,
that gummit, Shane. You stole it right out of my mouth. That gummit. I was about to say, but it's
hey,
Rutgers and Greg Schiano. Come on now.
Hey, they're the Vandy of the Big Ten. You know, and Vandy's turning it around this year. Or last year they turned it around.
Hopefully they turn around. Remember, all right. So, Mike, if you don't know this, Mike, all right, Pensman and Brian, if you need to know this, it's an actual stat. Shane knows this too. Even years, okay. Vandy does good. Odd years, Vandy is absolutely trash. Last year, even year, they went to a bowl game. Well, it's 25. It's an odd year. We will see what's going on in that one. But you're right though, Shane. Like, I mean, here's something that's actually kind of a crazy stat too. Greg Schiano, he was there. He did great things. He left to go to the NFL. Obviously, that was an absolute disaster of an experiment for the Buccaneers. He goes back to Rutgers, and he has just been, skating by 7 wins, 6 wins, 7 wins, 6 wins here and there, right?
And the number 2 team on that list is trying that out with Rich Rod.
Yeah, Rich Rodriguez is back. Yep.
So he's back. This is his first season back, and they're starting to make some noise. But they're not in the Big 10. They're in the Big 12.
Brandon, yeah, I remember that quarterback now. It's Geno Smith. When Geno Smith played.
Yes, Geno Smith.
Yeah.
Yep.
Geno Smith. No, Pat White.
Pat White was the one I was remembering the most.
Pat White.
I'm just saying, when Geno was playing, that's when you were good.
Yeah. But no, Pat White and Darius Slayton, they were a duo to be messed with.
It was a dynamic duo, right? That really was for them, absolutely. And I mean, it's so weird that we're sitting here seeing schools. I mean, Auburn. I mean, I knew Purdue because Purdue's kind of been a bottom feeder. I understand it completely, but we're gonna see some changes. All right, guys, this topic's really good, but I'm gonna switch it up. Something happened in the WNBA. I'm beyond proud, and I will tell you, while it is the second female athlete to get a statue outside, however, it's the first ever for a WNBA current player outside of a WNBA arena. What am I talking about?
Tom Brady.
That was so good, dude. Sue Bird. All right,
okay.
Sue Bird has got a trophy outside the Seattle Storm. She has been forever enshrined. She has become she is the second only WNBA player to have a statue. Everybody knows who the first one is, and if you don't, you're living under a rock. It's Asia Wilson. However, Asia Wilson's statue is outside of University of South Carolina's campus, so it's not technically a WNBA arena because they don't have it there. But she is the first to do it. I want to say, as everybody knows, we here at the Sportz Nutz, we are avid women's sports fanatics. I'm a girl dad times 4. Matt is a girl dad, so we absolutely are proud supporters of female basketball. But I got to ask this question to you, Brian. Okay. If you had to choose any other, all the players out there, who do you think will be the next female athlete to get a statue outside of a WNBA arena?
Oh, oh man, that's. I guess you could say, geez, I don't follow, but I'm going to go say the next one would probably be some. I'm just going to say Clark will. I think she'll get another one.
I like it.
Yeah, I think she'll get one, but it's going to be years down the road. She's got to play more. She's got all the attribute, and some of the Carolina players might get one too. Some of the old Carolina players, and so I just think that she's going to get it. When she gets better and gets healthy, I think she'll make the All-Star team at one point, but I think she'll have one coming up really soon because of her attitude and how she treats everybody else on the team. So that's what my thought is.
I agree. Benson, what do you think, man? I know you were raising your hand. Come on, tell us what you think.
ESPN loves her. It's Caitlin Clark.
Yep.
Ever since she was in college, it was Caitlin Clark this. Go to the NBA. She got drafted. No surprise. Caitlin Clark. So she's going to be like the next Jordan and LeBron and the NBA. So that's what it's going to be. If she doesn't have a trophy in Phoenix, something's wrong.
Yeah, but you're living under a rock if you don't know who Caitlin Clark is. You absolutely are.
Mm.
So, all
turn
right.
on
So we
ESPN.
have
Oh,
we have another story.
Hold on. I got
Oh, go
one
ahead.
for that. I
go
don't
ahead.
think it's going to be Caitlin Clark.
Who?
Diana Taurasi.
I like that actually. I
That's
do.
actually a good one.
Give DT her opportunity. She did fantastic things for Phoenix. I mean, she
Her
is
fighter.
a walking legend.
I mean, you know, we're talking about Sue Bird. She's the only WNBA player to win championships in 3 different decades.
Yep.
But it's a it's a 5-time gold medalist. But
Yep.
what's Taurasi?
She's 7-time gold medalist.
6, 7, yes. No, 6.
Is it
6.
7 or
No, 6.
all right? Well,
6.
regardless, she
Don't
absolutely
look it up
should
now,
get
Brian.
it too.
It should be 6. It should be 6 looking at the
I was
year.
looking at
But then the same amount of world championships as well. Maybe
Yep.
7 world championships he might have. But you know, I say that's the next one. You know, hey, let's let this Caitlin Clark. You know, as far as stats go this season, not so hot. But
She's been injured a lot too,
but she's been injured. So let's see how it plays out. Well, this is year 2. Let's remember that this is year 2. We have seen things fizzle out before.
Yep.
So,
I agree.
Let's just go ahead and call it what it is. But you know, if she returns to that level, wholeheartedly agree with where she's put in the league, because Sue Bird did it way back in 2002 as well.
Yep. Absolutely. All right, guys, we have an incoming alert here. There is a gentleman that we are very familiar with. There's this little staticky coming in. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, it is Ben. What is going on, Ben?
Good evening. How we doing?
What's going on?
Good,
man?
man. So
What's up,
good to
Ben?
have you on. All right, so I don't know if you heard what we were talking about, Ben. And I'm going to
Yeah,
ask you this
Caitlin Clark.
question. Sue Bird just got a statue placed of her outside of the Seattle Storm's arena. And, you know, the question I asked is who would be the next one? And the consensus has kind of been Caitlin Clark. What do you think? Oh, wait, no, sorry. Shane said Diana Taurasi. What do you think?
Well, I think Caitlin Clark's the easy answer, right? I mean, that's the answer that everybody's going to go with, you know. I don't see why not. I mean, but at the same time, it's a little early to be saying that, right? I mean, she's only in her 2nd year, and you know, like Shane said, her numbers have been down from last year, but you know, she's having what you call a sophomore slump. But I think she's got to be the easy answer.
Absolutely. All right. So this next one that we're going to talk about, Shane is going to elaborate. Hold on. Let me pull the picture up. Okay. And Shane, I want you to, so Shane's going to talk about it, and then we're going to go right to Ben, because I want Ben to answer this question. This is actually kind of like this is a little bit of a disturbing stat. Shane, let everybody know what it is, please.
Okay, well, you know, this is the longest Power 4 teams losing streak of all time. So you know, kind of what we want to know from all of our fans and everybody watching and listening out there, you know, kind of what's your biggest surprises? Give us your top maybe 3. I'm probably going to give you 5. just because
there's so many on there, though.
Well, it's everybody. So you know, and this is going to kind of tie into the first topic that we had. You know, so you know, I'm going to go with my, you know, top 5. Of course, number 1, I'm looking at right there, Virginia Tech. Only 10 losses in a row. But yeah, we're talking about them in the other poll. So that kind of tells you, you know, win 1, lose 1. So as a fan, you can tell how it goes every Saturday, just about. One of my biggest surprises was because of a couple down seasons that we've seen this team have, was Arizona State there with only 7 in a row. You know, then another one that I found, NC State, right there with only 10 as well, with Virginia Tech. You know, that they were a founding ACC member, and before they were an ACC member, they were in the Southern Conference. which used to be a big powerhouse as well. So that kind of stood out to me. Florida State. They've had 2 times as many losses in a row as ACC foes in Virginia Tech and NC State. To name a couple,
Exactly. That's a weird stat, but after seeing last year, I mean, I kind of can't put it past them.
Yep, and so my kind of one of my bigger surprises was UT down there with Tennessee.
With 6,
with only 6 in a row. They're SEC members, and they've had some down years before.
Yeah.
And so that just kind of that stuck out to me as well. But I know the history on the Bama side of it, so I want to go ahead and swing this one to Ben and kind of give us his insight on it.
Yes, give us yours, Ben. You see the list. Give us your shock and awes.
Well, I mean, there's a few. Florida State being at 20 actually is kind of shocking to me. I mean, we all know how bad they were last year, but
yep,
I feel like last year is kind of an outlier. I feel like at least since I've been alive, they've consistently been one of the better programs. A down year for them would be like 8 wins, and that's for a lot of programs, 8 wins, they would kill for it. So,
yeah.
And I think one of them. I think Florida State being at 20, that's the first thing that caught my eye. Kansas State, I mean, I know probably most of us in here, if I had to guess, are probably either ACC or SEC people. I know we probably don't talk too much about the Big 12, but Kansas State being at 28 is pretty shocking as well. I mean,
especially years under Bill Snyder.
With Bill Snyder. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Oh,
You're
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're consistent. Like, I feel like they're consistently 9 or 10 every year. Yeah. I mean, those are just a couple that really stand out to me.
All right, so let's go. Just give a couple, Brian, because we don't want to run too much on time. Give us
I'm
2 that stand out to you.
Mine surprises the Buckeyes with 5, and then my other one would be like Ole Miss. I mean, Ole Miss has had some bad seasons, and I didn't realize that they had a longest losing streak of 7. That surprises me of all the down years, but that's the 2. But I'm really surprised about Ohio State only has 5 losses. That means they were winning a lot of games overall during their whole entire football seasons and everything like that. But
it's so weird, right? I mean, you look at this list and you're like, huh? And like, there's some names on here. I'm going to show mine in a minute, but I'm going to go to Pensman. What 2 stick out to you? I mean, this is an interesting, intriguing list.
I'm looking at Michigan State because of Tom Izzo. Because if you heard of all the Big Ten championships and the Big Final Fours and all the success he has, and then I'm looking at Kansas Jayhawks too. So that I'm surprised they're at 17. I'm surprised Michigan State's at 10. I thought they were those 2 schools were higher. And like Brian said, that Ohio State, because of they just concentrate on football. I guess their basketball team's starting to come together, but football is their apple pie. So
yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, all right. So here's my 2 that are sticking out the most to me, and it's kind of. I mean, one of them I kind of understand just because they are who they are, but they had a great year last year. Indiana. I had no idea Indiana had lost 16 in a row. I never knew that, but for goodness sake, I'm actually happy that they're maybe turning the right cheek to become better. But then. There are multiple names in here. Alabama's lost 17 in a row. That's a perennial powerhouse. Everybody knows.
They had some bad years. They had some bad years in the 90s.
They had some really rough years. I knew that. But then also, like, I mean, maybe I can kind of chalk this up too because of the death penalty. But SMU with 15. I mean, I kind of can understand with the death penalty that SMU did go through. So, I'm not too shocked. But there are so many names on there, and you're right, Ben. A lot of programs, they're biting at the bush to get those 8 wins. University of Hawaii, that's my school. They absolutely would bite the bush to go 8-4 every year and make it to the Mountain West Conference Championship. Absolutely. All right, so let's switch up because we're running close on time. Congratulations goes out to Joe Flacco, the ageless wonder himself.
Yay.
What?
Yay.
He is the starting quarterback for your Cleveland Browns. Man, so this is where Matt. I wish Matt was on here, Shane, because I like to heckle him with the Shador Sanders.
All right.
Real quickly.
I got you.
Oh, okay. Let me hear it. Go ahead.
Shane's like,
I'm
I
ready.
got
Come
you.
on. I'm ready. Come on. You know how I am with Shador Sanders.
Go get him, Shane.
I got you. Well, because of that picture, we all knew he was going to be the starter week 1.
Yep. And Matt said it too.
We didn't know that he was going to start in this last preseason game, though. So we'll see how that goes. It'll probably be a one and done kind of situation. But the battle is for that third quarterback spot on this roster. And
there's 17 quarterbacks though. Who are you
No, it's 60.
No. It's
65. Sorry,
it's for the third spot, and everybody else is getting cut or practice squad. So it's for the third spot, and that's what we're all seeing. It's rookie versus rookie. And
Dylan versus Shador. Who's going to get it?
And hopefully,
Come on,
both,
Go ahead and kick Huntley off. Huntley ain't gonna make it. So.
Hopefully, both are healthy enough to play in this last preseason game and get a lot of reps. And I hope they get reps. And Pickett just, I don't know if he's still injured, but if he is, he just sits there and lets him go at it and may the best man win.
He's still dealing with an ankle injury, Shane.
Yeah,
He
so
lost his little bitty hands.
Also, I heard on the radio today that they're keeping all 4 quarterbacks.
Well,
They're actually,
Only the Browns would do that, though. Come on, the Browns are the team.
I heard that on today.
You could go 11. Actually, I got a better one for you. All right, you can put all 53 players on the field at the exact same time against one player, and they would still lose.
Hey, the Browns need help elsewhere. If their front office is smart, they keep 3. One of the 5 goes to the practice squad.
And get capital.
They keep 3 and then go for offensive or defensive line because Lord knows they need help on the offensive line.
Brandon, as long as Myles Garrett's happy, the world is happy.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yep. All right. So I'm going to give some honorable mentions, and then Shane's going to talk about money lines and the other side of Saturdays. I'm going to give an honorable mention, by the way, Rob Manfred. This is the proposed new Major League Baseball realignment that could happen with the regions. For everybody who doesn't know, the Atlanta Braves, it was always Atlanta, Miami, New York Mets, and the Washington Nationals. Well, look at this whole shebang here, and it looks pretty interesting. But he did come out yesterday and today, and that said, he is going to listen hard, and they may be talking about 2 or 3 more teams for the expansion. I'm excited for that one. Shane, give me your honorable mention. Your first one, please.
I want to, because one of my honorable mentions was that, so I'm gonna tag along on with you on that. Then I'll go to mine. But with the opportunity of expansion comes the opportunity to graphically realign the divisions. It's something they have done before, as recently as the 90s, I do believe, or maybe even the 2000s with the Nationals.
Yep.
So it's something that's not uncommon, but a major realignment will kind of shake things up. That he's shooting for a 32 team. I think a 36 team would make more sense because of the time zones and everything else like that. Blah 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 blah. And where the markets are for these new teams like Nashville and Charlotte, Raleigh area. You're looking at Las Vegas, Salt Lake City, kind of all those areas. But it's just kind of a broad. Nothing's come to it, and it might help. It might help because it's going to reduce player travel time and everything else. So it might help in the CBA talks that they have coming up at the end of the year. But my honorable mention, man, a story came out about Roy McIlroy and buying all the Masters flags. There were like 1,100 of them that he bought, it's always a known thing. Like you can sign the Masters flag, but only the champion can sign inside the USA logo. That outlines the pin in the hole where Augusta is for the Masters logo, and so he bought all of them. And has signed everyone, and man, he enjoys it. It only took him 17 years to do it, but that was kind of a cool. It was kind of a cool story that I found online.
I like that. All right, Brian, what's your honorable mention, man?
I'm gonna mention Sheffer, that the golf god. So he won another tournament, and I think you better watch out because he might take over Tiger Woods. I think somebody said it would take until October of 28 to beat, or 25, somewhere around there. I think it's 28 that 28. He actually can beat Tiger Woods of staying number one. So he'll be my crazy little thing. So the way he's looking pretty good. 28. 28, yeah.
All right, Pensman, give your honorable mention, man. What's your honorable mention today, sir?
I have Jackson Dart for the New York Giants. He played lights out, 2 touchdowns. His completion was on fire. I wanted the Steelers to draft him, but we weren't there. But plus the Giants were like, oh, we'll take him. But he beat Russell Wilson, and
the rest is history.
He set the world on fire on Saturday.
That's right. Ben, give us your honorable mention. Like, you can choose anything you want in the sports world. Give an honorable mention, please.
Caitlin Clark, come on.
I will say, hey, you stole my guy. I was going to mention Dart. It's all right. I'll just go with another rookie quarterback preseason stud, I guess. We were just talking about this guy, Shadur Sanders, man. I think it was it last game, I believe, week 1 preseason? Dude lit it up, man. 2 touchdown passes, if I remember correct?
Oh, yeah, like 12 for 23, I believe.
Yeah, it was crazy.
149.
Crazy stat line.
I mean, it's hard to give too much credit in the preseason. You don't want to put too much stock into it, but, we were talking about –
for his case, it might be the only thing he get. I'm just saying.
He ain't going to get cut. I don't see how you can – look at that performance and say, hey, he's not one of our 3 or 4 best quarterbacks in the roster. There's no way.
If he would have pulled that same move that Dylan Gabriel did on that pick 6, it would have been all over the media, and he would have been smeared and cut from the team.
Yeah. He wouldn't even made it to the end of the half.
Did he, though? Yeah. He didn't, exactly.
No, that's my point. But the comparison that they're making between the two is just ridiculous. And like I said, this third preseason game is going to be man versus man if they healthy.
You're right. I'm only going to give I'm going to give 2. Our mentions, and then Shane's got the last one, and then he's going to talk about money lines on the other side of Saturdays. All right, so mine is going to go out. My first one's going to go out to Sophia Cunningham. She's out the rest of the year. She had a knee injury for the Indiana Fever. Our good friend Brian Snow from Snowman Media, he is devastated by this news. And then my next one, the Saints have absolutely zero clue who's going to be their quarterback, and I laugh. I say yay. That's just me on that one. Shane, give us your last honorable mention, please.
Okay, my last honorable mention, as everybody well knows if they follow us, I'm a big NASCAR fan, and kind of the rumor mill's swirling around now that the All-Star race is moving to Dover. Dover, which was a kind of a nonchalant race that we saw with this next-gen car. This past one, it's great to hear because that possibly brings a points race to North Wilkesboro, which we've all wanted to see. 40 cars out on a short track, kind of beating and banging, especially with the new repave that they have there. But it's also brought around the rumors Rockingham gets it back. And Rockingham's a little bit tougher story because they're not owned by SMI or ISC, which are kind of the 2 speedway kind of gurus in the sport to give people some reference. But we see we're seeing a change, and that they're open to it. And as we talk about Manfred and change and the expansion of the AHL, Man, it's great to hear, and it's growth for the sport. But some better than others. Especially, and then one little NASCAR little tidbit to shout out is Joe Logano and Team Penske. They traveled down to Clemson today, and kind of informed them on this is a great intro into a career if you don't make it in football, and kind of gives them life lessons, because they do have a actual former cornerback for Clemson on one of their pit crew teams.
I didn't know that, actually. That's what you know.
Yeah,
All right, go ahead.
I just saw that too. So, and also
That's
give
pretty
a
cool.
shout out for Dale Jr. for racing this weekend in Anderson also. So he's at the racetrack in Anderson too.
Yeah, I had a cousin go to it, and it was enjoyable. He saw somebody ride the fence. It was a pretty crazy thing. If y'all want to go online and look it up, look at Anderson Speedway wall ride. It's a pretty neat little video, and kind of cool for a little small track. I've never really seen it, but it's great to get kind of the exposure out there to the small tracks and all as well.
Speaking of small track, give a quick shout out to everybody who came out and protested. Did not have Greenville Pickens Motor Speedway torn down, and so far it might work. We'll see. Just on that one. All right, Shane, we have a series that is starting up next Wednesday. It's called Money Lines. Hold on real quick before you mention. I got to put the logo up and talk about it, please.
Oh yeah, well, just due to time, I'm kind of go through these real quick. On our two fall segments that we're coming out with. The first one is Money Lines, as you see. It's kind of a parlay style kind of deal. So we're going to take like the top 5 national games, and we're going to kind of debate them, kind of break them down, and kind of do the whole spread over under. And kind of the whole money line on where the plus minus is at that point. But then then we'll go ahead and give our like top 3 that we see that aren't these 5 games, and we'll kind of break those down just a little bit for you guys. And hey, if you guys see any games that you want us to kind of highlight, let us know, because with that top 5, we may just have it. Top 5 with the fan pick would be great to have. So, like I said, we're going to give you a little insight. Our top 5 games for the first episode on August 27th. Number 1, of course, is number 1 versus number 2, Texas, Ohio State. We've got Clemson, LSU, the battle of the True Death Valley. Then number 3, we've got, Catholics versus convicts. Again,
I love it.
Notre Dame, Miami. Then we have TCU and UNC. I guess kind of the battle of the first name schools, but then Belichick's debut. Of course, we're going to cover that one, and then one that Ben would be excited about is we're going to kind of cover Bama and FSU. Two storied programs. One that supposedly got the transfer portal right, and is not going to be what they were last year. But we're going to get into those 5, and then just to highlight our next fall segment, which will be kind of like a little mini series for us. Maybe every couple weeks or so. It's going to be the other side of Saturdays. We're going to highlight Division II, Division III. NAIA, and some HBCUs. It's going to be 4 episodes. We're going to highlight each division per episode. And so what we want the fans to do out there is kind of let us know what schools you kind of want us to cover in those, if you're in that area and all that kind of good stuff. So maybe we can get a little bit of insight on what we don't already know outside of the general sports media and the little bit of knowledge that we have. I think it's going to be great. Like I said, we're still working out the time and the slot. I'd really love it to be right around 7 o'clock. on Thursday because that would line up great if we highlighted the HBCUs because I believe Michael Vick and Deshaun Jackson are facing off October something at 7:30 on ESPN. So I think that would be a great time to start it. But we want everybody's input, and you know,
teammates going battle.
oh yeah, we'll see how it goes, and you know, just want to highlight those, and hopefully everybody tunes in for those as well.
Yes. So just to let you guys know, the poll is up on the Facebook page, the other side of Saturdays, with the Sportz Nutz. What day should we have the episode? We currently in the lead. It is at 7:30 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday. However, there it is at 62%, but there is currently second place. 30% is Thursday.
But
we need more people to vote. Go and vote. And if you guys,
Wednesdays also money lines days, so we'd have to combine the episodes, so you could only get kind of a little short segment of each.
Yep, that's right. So
go on there. What we want to try to do is
don't
give
influence
everybody
the voters.
I am.
He will. Go on there right now and click vote which day you want. We will work with either one. That's fine, but we prefer Thursdays. But let us know what you guys think. We absolutely appreciate y'all. This has been an absolute record-breaking episode. I am so pleased that Brian, that Pensman, Ben got the chance to experience it. By the way, guys, again, this is an actual record other than our Craig Angeles episode. We had 7,212 people peeked at watching the episode tonight. Thank you guys a million times over. We are currently at 853 likes. So thank you guys so much. From the bottom of our hearts for tuning in tonight. It really does mean the world to us. And again, the episode that we're talking about with Craig Angeles, if you guys get a chance, it's episode 55. Go back and take a look. It was really interesting. I had gotten word that University of Hawaii was going to have a apparel deal with Nike, and I waited to see if anybody mentioned it. Well, the man sitting right next to me, I told him before Craig came on, I said, you're going to ask this question. He goes, why? And I go, because it's going to go viral because nobody has mentioned it. And ladies and gentlemen, 8.25 million views and listens later, Shane has that news that came out. Yes. And for those who don't know, officially yesterday it was announced. Today they put the hype video out. Saturday's game, week 0, University of Hawaii is hosting Stanford. 7:30. Brian Pennett's actually going to be in my house to watch that game. Go Bows. It will be a white out. They are going to air the white uniforms with the new logo, helmet, everything. It's going to be fantastic. Can't wait. Guys, real quick, let you guys know tomorrow we will be back at it again. Me and Shane, and hopefully Matt. If not Matt, it'll definitely be me and Shane. Maddie Hudak, she is the beat writer for SI.com and for Tulane University. She's going to come on and join us and talk about 30 minutes with us about it. But then also we have a little extra sports time. We're going to talk. The show is going to be an hour long. It will be 1 hour, no longer than that. So if you can get your popcorn ready, ask the questions. We greatly appreciate it. Friday, we will have this coming Friday. We're going to have a really stacked episode. I can't wait to get it. There's a lot of things that have happened in the sports world. We're going to share with you. We can't wait. Next Tuesday, August 26th, Mr. Invincible himself, Vince Papale, joins the show. Remember, for those who don't know, Mark Wahlberg did a movie called Invincible about him in 2006. Really eager to have him on. Can't wait. And then Wednesday, the 27th, Money Lines starts. Can't wait for that one. Just remember, September 3rd, Wednesday, September 3rd is a tentative agreement. We will know more as time gets closer. But Sean Alexander, the former running back of the Seattle Seahawks, is slated to join us. Can't wait for that one. And then September the 5th, Morehead City Marlins owner Buddy will be joining the Sportz Nutz to talk some baseball, because baseball is the way it is around here. By the way, shout out to the person who bought or who actually won Shoeless Joe Jackson's autographed baseball. There's only 4 in the entire world, because for those who don't know, Shoeless Joe Jackson was illiterate, couldn't write or read, had his wife sign all his autographs. Well, the baseball sold for $1.47 million.
Heck of a baseball player, though.
Yeah, he was fantastic. There is a statue outside of Fluor Field of him. His house is also here in Greenville, South Carolina. If you get a chance,
right across the street.
Literally right across the street. Come check it out.
Yeah.
With that being said, for all 7,212 who did tune in, and for our good friend Casey Ditzel, the play-by-play voice of your Greensboro Gargoyles, Matt, I couldn't say Matt. Shane, what do you tell these lovely people?
Oh man, as always. Well, hold on. I want to give everybody else a little bit of shine. Let everybody else. Hey, let them know where they can find you, and give you a little goodbyes as well.
Brian,
So,
give your goodbye.
yeah.
Go to you, Brian.
Okay. You can find me on Tiger Stripes Media on YouTube, and also I want to just tell everybody: be careful, be safe, be kind, and love each other.
Amen to that one. Pensman, where can we find you, sir?
You can find me on YouTube and Twitch at Pensman Sports on YouTube. You can find me on Pensman Sports 07 on Twitch. And the Yankees are on a rain delay, but everybody stay safe. So that's my goodbye.
Hey, I enjoyed it. Ben, where can everybody find you, man?
Find me right here on the show, right here on Sportz Nutz. And just thank everybody for watching, and thank everybody for this record night. And everybody be safe out there, and take care.
Absolutely. All right, Shane.
Oh yeah, well, like I said, I just want to give everybody a little bit of shine out there and some love. But man, we appreciate all of the follows, the likes, the subscribes, everybody watching and listening at any time across all social media platforms. And as always, may the good Lord bless. Peace, love, and bacon grease.
Peace, love, and bacon grease indeed. Guys, this absolutely means the world to us. We can't wait to continue bringing you more quality content, and it's just going to get even better with that. So with that being said, guys, I always tell you, peace up, A-Town down wide. It's the greatest sports city there ever was. Yes, shout out to everybody who tuned in. Shout out to Matt. Matt, unfortunately, couldn't join us tonight. He had some things to take care of work, but we still love him. We will see you guys officially tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. Maddie Hudak of Tulane University, the beat writer for SI.com. Cannot wait. Until then, you guys have a wonderful evening. Enjoy this outro, and we'll see you tomorrow. Good night.